For today's video, we're going to be talking about the G-Shock GD400, or what I like to call the Bull. Starting off with price, it fluctuates online from as low as $60 all the way up to $130, but from reputable retail sites, you can reasonably find it for around $90 to $100. And here's a quick 360 view, just so we can see what we're dealing with here. And as you notice, I called it the Bull, and that's just my personal nickname for it because it does come stock from the factory with these bull bars, which is just fantastic. For dimensions, we're looking at a case diameter from 9 to 3 o'clock, just under 49 millimeters, so 48.5, and then a case thickness of about 14 millimeters. For weight, we are looking at 79 grams or 78 grams or 2 3/4 ounces. So very reasonable as far as EDC or just an everyday wristwatch. Here is the wrist shot. For myself, I have a 7.5 inch wrist, 7.5 to 8 inch wrist. So a lot thicker than normal, but it fits just fine on my wrist, and I think it'll fit just fine on most people. Going over the main display, up top you can see two different animations, the very top one being the minute animation broken down into 10-second increments, and then down here is your 10-second animation broken down into 1-second increments. So very cool and can be useful just as a quick reference for time measuring. Underneath that, you've got your calendar and day of the week data, and then your main time right here. And then this subdial right here indicates what things you have on, such as alarm, mute, or your hourly chime. Going over the other modes, here's your mode button right here, and it's your very standard set of G-Shock Casio modes. So we've got world time, alarm, timer, stopwatch, and back to main time. And I do very much like the animation that happens whenever you cycle through modes. It's not, a big thing, but it's just something cool to look at as you are cycling through. And last but not least, at the very bottom, you've got your illumination button, which gives off a very pleasant, soft white glow, and let's go ahead and check that out. There is your backlight. Now, this being somewhat more of a tactical EDC watch, I would have preferred a red backlight, but this is absolutely fantastic. And actually, one more thing, it goes without saying that the G-Shock is going to have fantastic water resistance. This one coming in at a water resistance of 20 bar or 200 meters. So rest assured you can wear this safely without worry in any environment. Now just going over my personal thoughts on the GD400, I think this is an absolutely fantastic option from G-Shock for collectors and just for someone who is looking for a practical wristwatch. The GD400 is the perfect example of the simpler the better. You don't have a lot of things going on here as far as fancy functionality and features like a smartwatch or your more modern day G-Shocks, but what you do have is a very reliable timepiece with a little bit of quirks that make it very unique. For example, here in the stopwatch mode, if you were to hit the start button, it's nothing special, but the fact that you've got this little animation going on, and a lot of simple G-Shocks have that, really make it just a really fun watch to look at and use while it's doing its job. From a practical viewpoint, this watch can take the abuse. Without the bull bars, you know that any G-Shock can take a beating. I mean, they're designed that way. But the fact that you're getting them stock straight out of the factory with that is just another layer of protection that it really doesn't need, but it's there, so that's a great thing, but it also just looks super freaking cool. It's very reminiscent of the G-Shocks in the 90s and early 2000s, which I consider G-Shock's heyday, when they were at their prime. And so this is really just a fond reminder of how fun G-Shocks can be. Going over the band, you've got this wonderful texturing. It almost looks like a car tire on one side, and then on the other side, just this smooth but also slightly textured resin. And it's super comfortable. There's not really that high of a sweat factor. I've had no issues wearing it. And, you know, I can wear this all day long, all day, every day. So that's about it for my review. If I could think of one negative on the GD400, there's really not much I can think of. The only one I can think of is an easy one, which is price. You know, for any watch, I will always prefer that it be cheaper. This one, averaging at around $90 to $100, I think it would be just unbeatable at the $60 to $70 price range. But then you also have to consider that it comes with the bull bars, which go for around $10 to $15 depending on where you're shopping. So there's also that. But if they ever provided the bull bars for free and brought the price down to $75, it would be a no-brainer here. So that's all I gotta say for the GD400. I highly recommend it for those of you collecting G-Shocks, and for those of you that aren't collectors and you're just looking for a very reliable, practical timepiece to wear every single day. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it helps you with your next watch purchase. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. All right, bye.